Let me tell you about two English learners. Their names are Mia and Daniel. Mia studies English for 3 hours every day. She reads her textbook. She highlights important sentences with a yellow marker. She listens to English podcasts while checking her phone. She stays up late to study more. She studies the same topic for 1 hour without a break. After 3 months, her English has barely improved. She is frustrated. She thinks I study so hard. Why is nothing working? Daniel studies English for 1 hour every day. Just 1 hour. But he does things differently. After 3 months, his English is much stronger. He speaks more confidently. He remembers more vocabulary. He understands faster. He improved more in 1 hour a day than Mia did in 3. How is that possible? The answer is simple. Mia studies hard. Daniel studies smart. And smart always wins. Today, I will share 7 rules that separate smart English learners from hard English learners. These rules are not opinions. They are based on real science research about how the human brain actually learns and remembers. If you follow even 3 of these rules, your English will improve faster than you ever expected. Most English learners do this. They open their notebook. They read their vocabulary list. They look at each word and think, yes, I know this word. They read the list again and again. It feels productive. It feels like studying. But it is not. Scientists call this the illusion of knowing. When you read something again, it looks familiar. Your brain says, I recognize this. And you confuse recognition with real knowledge. But recognition and knowledge are 2 very different things. Recognition means I have seen this before. Knowledge means I can use this without looking. Smart learners do this instead. They close their notebook, they cover the answers, and they test themselves. They look at the English word and try to remember the meaning without looking. They look at the meaning and try to remember the English word without looking. This is called active recall. Here is why it works. Every time your brain tries to pull a word from memory, even if you struggle, even if you fail, it strengthens the connection to that word. The struggle is not a sign that you are failing. The struggle is the learning happening. Your brain only stores information it has to fight to remember. Information that comes easily, like rereading a list, goes in and comes right back out. A simple tool for this is flashcards. Write the English word on one side. Write the meaning on the other. Test yourself. If you get it wrong, put it in the review again pile. If you get it right, move on. This 10-minute exercise is more powerful than 1 hour of rereading your notes. Most English learners do this. They learn 20 new words on Monday. They study those words for 1 hour. They feel confident. Then they do not look at those words again until the exam 2 weeks later. And they have forgotten almost everything. This is called cramming. It feels productive in the moment, but the memories it creates are weak and temporary. Like writing on sand, the first wave washes everything away. Smart learners do this instead. They learn 20 new words on Monday. They review those words on Tuesday, just 5 minutes. Then again on Thursday. Then again the following Monday. Then again 2 weeks later. Each review is short, 5 to 10 minutes. But each review makes the memory stronger and longer lasting. This is called spaced repetition, and it matches how your brain actually works. Here is why it works. Scientists discovered something called the forgetting curve. After you learn something new, your brain immediately starts forgetting it. After 1 day, you have already forgotten about 50%. After 1 week, almost everything is gone. But if you review the information just before you forget it, something remarkable happens. The forgetting curve resets, and the next time, it takes longer to forget. Review again, it takes even longer. Each review pushes the forgetting further and further away. Think about it like building a wall with bricks. If you put all the bricks in 1 day and never come back, the wall falls apart. But if you add a few bricks every day, checking that each layer is strong before adding the next. The wall becomes permanent. The beautiful thing is spaced repetition actually takes less total time than cramming. You study less, but you remember more. That is the definition of smart. For English learners, here is a simple plan. On Monday, learn 10 new words. On Tuesday, review those 10 words for 5 minutes. Test yourself. Do not just read them. On Thursday, review again. On the following Monday, review again. By now, most of the words are in your long-term memory. Total review time about 20 minutes across 1 week. Compare that to 1 hour of cramming and the spaced repetition words will still be in your memory months later, while the crammed words will be gone in days. Most English learners do this. They sit at their desk for 2 or 3 hours. They feel tired after 30 minutes, but keep going. They check their phone. They get distracted. They come back. They lose focus again. After 3 hours, they feel exhausted, but they did not actually learn very much. Smart learners do this instead. They set a timer for 25 minutes. During those 25 minutes, they focus completely. No phone, no messages, no social media. Nothing except English. When the timer rings, they take a 5-minute break. A real break. They stand up. They walk around. They drink water. They look out the window. Then they do another 25 minutes. This is called the Pomodoro technique. It was created by an Italian student who used a tomato-shaped kitchen timer. Pomodoro means tomato in Italian. Here is why it works. Your brain cannot maintain deep focus for hours. After about 20 to 45 minutes, the quality of your attention drops significantly. Working through this tiredness does not produce more learning. It produces less. You are spending time, but you are not learning. The 25-minute limit does 2 things. First, it creates urgency. You know you only have 25 minutes, so you focus immediately. No procrastination, no slow start. Second, the regular breaks keep your brain fresh. After 4 rounds of 25 minutes, you have studied for almost 2 hours with better focus and better results than 3 hours of unfocused sitting. One more important thing about breaks. A real break means stepping away from screens. Checking social media or watching videos is not a break. It is replacing one screen with another. Your brain needs rest from all screens. Stand up, move, drink water. Look at something far away. That is a real break. Most English learners do this. They use colored markers to highlight sentences in their textbook. The page looks beautiful, yellow, green, pink. It feels like studying. It feels productive. But scientists have tested this, and the results are clear. Highlighting is one of the least effective study methods that exists. Why? Because highlighting is passive. You are just marking text. Your brain is not working hard. You are not processing the information deeply. You are painting, not learning. Smart learners do this instead. They read a paragraph, then they close the book, and they write in their own words what they just learned. This is called summarizing, and it is 10 times more powerful than highlighting. If you are enjoying this video, please press the like button. It helps this video reach more English learners around the world. And if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe now. We post new, slow English videos every week. Here is why writing in your own words works. When you summarize, your brain has to do real work. It has to understand the information. It has to select what is important. It has to organize the ideas. And it has to produce new sentences in English. That is, 4 steps of active processing. Highlighting is 0 steps of processing. For English learners specifically, summarizing is even more powerful because you are practicing writing and thinking in English at the same time. You are not just learning information, you are training your brain to produce English. After reading a chapter, an article, or watching a video, close everything. Take a blank piece of paper and write down everything you remember, in your own words. In English, do not worry about perfect grammar. Just write what you understood. Then open the source and check what you missed. This simple exercise, 5 minutes after every study session, will change how much you remember. Most English learners do this. They stay up late, studying. They sacrifice sleep to get more study time. They think if I sleep less, I can study more, and I will learn more. This is one of the biggest mistakes in learning, because it is completely backwards. Less sleep does not mean more learning. Less sleep means less learning. Smart learners do this instead. They study during the day, and they sleep well at night. 7 to 8 hours, every night. Here is why sleep is so important. During the day, your brain collects new information, new words, new grammar, new sounds, but it does not store them permanently during the day. It stores them temporarily like notes on a piece of paper. At night, while you sleep, your brain does the real work. During deep sleep, your brain takes those temporary notes and moves them into permanent memory. It organizes them. It connects new words to words you already know. It strengthens the pathways so you can find them faster tomorrow. During another stage of sleep, called REM sleep, your brain makes creative connections. This is why you sometimes wake up understanding something that confused you the day before. Your brain figured it out while you were sleeping. If you cut your sleep short, you are cutting off this process. You studied for 3 hours, but your brain only had time to store 1 hour of learning. The other 2 hours are lost, wasted, gone. Here is the smartest study schedule possible. Study in the evening, then sleep. Your brain will consolidate everything while you rest. The next morning, review briefly and you will be amazed at how much you remember. And here is something that surprises most people. Exercise also helps your brain learn. Physical movement, walking, running, even stretching, increases blood flow to your brain and helps new brain cells grow. Students who exercise regularly have better memory and better concentration than students who sit all day. A 20-minute walk before studying can make your entire session more effective. So the smartest daily routine for learning English is simple. Exercise, study, sleep. Your body moves, your brain learns, your sleep stores it. 3 steps that work together. Sleep is not the opposite of studying. Sleep is part of studying. It is the part where your brain turns information into knowledge. Most English learners do this. They study English with their phone next to them. Every few minutes, a notification appears. They check it just for a second, then they go back to studying. They think it only cost them a few seconds. But research tells a very different story. Scientists found that after an interruption, even a brief one, it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully return to deep focus. Not 23 seconds, 23 minutes. That means one quick check of your phone does not cost you 5 seconds. It costs you 23 minutes of deep concentration. If you check your phone 4 times during a study session, you may lose over an hour of real learning, even though you were sitting at your desk the entire time. Smart learners do this instead. They put their phone in another room, not on the desk, face down, not on silent, in another room, out of sight, completely. Because research also shows that simply seeing your phone on the desk, even if it is turned off, reduces your ability to think clearly. Your brain uses energy to resist checking it, and that energy is taken away from learning. Here is the truth about multitasking. The human brain cannot truly do 2 thinking tasks at the same time. What we call multitasking is actually task switching, jumping between tasks rapidly. And every switch has a cost. Your brain needs time to re-engage with each task. This makes everything slower and less accurate. 1 hour of focused study with no phone is worth more than 3 hours of distracted study with constant interruptions. Protect your focus. It is your most valuable resource. And here is something specific for English learners. When you are listening to English, a podcast, a video, a lesson, and you pause to check a message, your brain loses the flow of the language. English is not just words. It is rhythm, pattern, and connection. When you break that flow every few minutes, your brain never gets deep enough to absorb the patterns. 30 minutes of uninterrupted listening teaches your brain more than 2 hours of listening with constant stops and starts. Most English learners do this. They memorize vocabulary lists. They memorize grammar rules. They memorize example sentences. They can recognize the information on a test. But when they need to use it in a real conversation, it is not there, because memorizing and understanding are two very different things. Smart learners do this instead. They learn something new, then they try to teach it to someone else. This sounds strange, but it is one of the most powerful learning techniques ever discovered. There is a method called the Feynman technique, named after a famous scientist. It has 4 steps. First, choose something you want to learn. Second, explain it as simply as possible, as if you were teaching a child. Use simple words. No complicated vocabulary. Third, notice where your explanation breaks. Where do you struggle to explain clearly? Those are the parts you do not truly understand yet. Fourth, go back and study those parts. Then try to explain again. Here is why teaching works so well. When you teach, you cannot hide behind familiarity. You cannot just recognize the information. You have to produce it. You have to organize it. You have to put it in your own words. And if you cannot explain it simply, you do not truly understand it. For English learners, this is incredibly powerful. Learn a new grammar point, then explain it out loud in English. Learn 10 new words, then use each one in a sentence and tell someone what they mean. You do not need a student. You can explain to a family member, a friend, even your pet. Even an empty room. The act of explaining out loud in English forces your brain to do the deep work that passive studying never does. Here is a test you can use every day. After studying, ask yourself, can I explain what I just learned to someone who knows nothing about it? If yes, you have truly learned it. If no, you only recognized it. Go back and study again. Then try to explain again. Teaching is the highest form of learning. When you can teach it, you own it. 7 rules. Let me say them one more time. Rule 1. Stop rereading. Test yourself instead. Active recall is 10 times more powerful than passive reading. Rule 2. Stop cramming. Spread your study over days and weeks. Spaced repetition creates permanent memories. Rule 3. Stop studying for hours without breaks. Use a timer. 25 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of rest. Your brain needs both. Rule 4. Stop highlighting. Write in your own words instead. Summarizing forces your brain to actually process the information. Rule 5. Stop sacrificing sleep. Sleep is when your brain stores everything you learned. Without sleep, studying is wasted effort. Rule 6. Stop multitasking. Put your phone away. 1 hour of focused study is worth 3 hours of distracted study. Rule 7. Stop memorizing. Start teaching. If you can explain it simply, you truly understand it. If you cannot, go back and study again. These 7 rules are not about studying more. They are about studying better. Remember Mia and Daniel from the beginning? Mia studied 3 hours a day rereading, highlighting, staying up late, checking her phone. Daniel studied 1 hour a day testing himself, spacing his reviews, taking breaks, sleeping well, teaching what he learned. The difference was not effort. Mia worked harder. The difference was not time. Daniel studied less. The difference was method. And method is everything. Here is one more thing about Mia and Daniel. After learning these 7 rules, Mia changed her approach. She stopped rereading and started testing herself. She stopped highlighting and started writing summaries. She started sleeping 8 hours instead of 6. 3 months later, her English improved more than in the entire previous year. Same person, Same brain, same English level, different method, different results. And here is the most important thing I can tell you. Smart is not about intelligence. Smart is not about talent. Smart is about choosing the right method and following it consistently. You do not need more time. You do not need more motivation. You do not need a better teacher or a more expensive course. You need better methods. And now you have 7 of them. Start with one rule, just one. Maybe tomorrow, instead of rereading your notes, you close the notebook and test yourself. That one small change, 5 minutes, will show you the difference between hard and smart. And once you feel that difference, you will never go back to the old way. If this video helped you, subscribe to Calm English Story. Like this video so more learners can find it. Share it with someone who studies hard but does not see results. This video might change everything for them. And leave a comment, which of the 7 rules will you try first? Tell me your plan. Study smart, not hard. Starting today.